Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head too, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. Since you folks are liking these videos I've been doing on Michael Kay, he just keeps providing more content for your host to laugh at and to sort of point fingers at. And I have a video probably the next couple of days, probably one tonight after the Mets game. That's in Baltimore right now. And I'll have a video on him again tomorrow for you, probably after the game as well. Because this guy, he's just, well, you'll find out. It's really quite funny. But obviously, he's been fighting with everybody, fighting with Met fans about Juan Soto, fighting with the Blue Jays announcers, and now he's fighting with Yankee fans. This is what this video is about. This is from Awful Announcing. And then he goes on another show with John Heyman and Joel Sherman, and he explains why he's always fighting. He actually explained this. Couldn't believe it. Headline, Michael Kay scoffs at Yankees fans calling for rebuild. You can't handle losing in the World Series, and you're going to be able to handle that. Well, as you know, the Yankees have not been playing well, but they've made a bed and they have to stick with it, and that is they have an older player, but very productive, extremely productive in Aaron Judge, and they have to build their team around him. They can't just tear it down. I agree with him here. Between alienated Mets fans, sparring with fellow broadcasters, and declaring the first-place Blue Jays aren't actually a first-place team, Michael Not Okay, as he's referred to here at the Baseball Hut, is currently on a full-blown Linsanity-esque heater. A day after defending himself against Sportsnet's Jamie Campbell by claiming he wasn't a Forney fanboy, came on after Forney Yankees fanboys on his eponymous radio show, having just lost 2 out of 3 from the New York Mets and nearly dropped in the final game of a 3-game Subway Series set. People would say that the Yankees sort of got gifted the 9th inning because it seemed like the umpire wanted to get the hell out of Dodge. And he made some calls that got Carlos Mendoza thrown out. That was not a really well umpired and officiated game. All 3 games, really, quite frankly, in the Subway Series. Umpire is just terrible in baseball. But, so, the Yankees got the final game in the Subway Series in which the Mets pieced together a ragtag pitching group. Kay rebuked Aaron Boone's claim. I don't know what that is. What could that be? That claim, of course, came amidst a brutal losing streak as the Yankees manager told players behind closed doors that they were indeed the best team in baseball. I don't think so. The Dodgers can say that. The Mets can say that. Yankees? They may be the best team. They might not even be the best team in the American League. The Tigers are having the best season there. But as currently constructed, the Yankees play-by-play voice can't hold fast to that sentiment. But he also doesn't adhere to the idea that means the Bronx Bombers should be sold either. Well, what are you trading? What are you rebuilding for? You're 3 games out of first place, Kay said on a show on Monday. So you think that's what happened over the last week is indicative of how they're going to be for the rest of the year? I don't see that. There are moves to be made. Brian Cashman does make moves at the trade deadline. He got Chaz Chisholm Jr. last year. They're going to put him at second base now. He's not going to be at third base. And what did that do? That ignited them and they got to the World Series. I don't know about that. They kind of had a sort of an open, because the Astros really aren't what they were last year. And obviously when the Yankees see the Astros, almost like, for them, it's like seeing a ghost. The ghost of Christmas past. The ghost of, we hit the trash cans and stole your World Series appearance in 2017. End quote. And I love, by the way, Yankee fans that say they should rebuild, they should reload. Really? You couldn't take losing the World Series. You went to the World Series last year. Now you've had a bad 3-week stretch, and you want the manager and general manager fired. And you want to reload, and you're going to be able to handle that. You can't handle losing in the World Series. Well, who the hell does? Who can handle losing in the World Series? I mean, it makes no sense. But, this is also an attribute of the Met fan, too. The Mets have been going through this bad stretch. And some people have been writing to me online, like on YouTube and on Facebook, that the Mets should fire the coaching staff, fire the hitting coach, fire Carlos Mendoza, fire David Stearns for putting a bad pitching staff together, for not re-signing Pete fast enough this offseason. You know, I had some guy write that to me. And what gets me annoyed when people write to me and they just spout out stuff, they don't write back. You know, write back. What are you afraid of? As long as the conversation is respectful, there's no reason to not write back to your host. If it gets nasty, then you get sent off, like General Zod, and Superman. Kay's not wrong about the inconsistency, but if this is what the Yankees look like when the wheels start to shake, it's fair to wonder whether the ride ever really had bounce to begin with. Sure, Kay might get pegged as a phony fanboy again, ironically, after spending most of the show doubting that the Yankees are even the best team in baseball. But he drew a hard line when it came to firing Boone or Cashman, an idea that the Munchkin, Ken Rosenthal, later endorsed. Really? The Munchkin said this? Let me read a quote from him. Let's see, where is this? Okay. Quote, "You tell me who that fiery manager is that you want to replace Aaron Boone. Managers who publicly hold players accountable simply no longer exist," says the Munchkin. I mean, players do get held accountable. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Quick fixes aren't getting you any closer to the World Series. Just look at the Washington Nationals, who fired their manager and general manager over the weekend. What's weird about the firing of Mike Rizzo and Davey Martinez is that they have the number one pick on Sunday's draft. So it's weird that they fired the general manager so close to the draft. Unless they've sort of decided who they're going to pick, and it doesn't matter who the general manager is. But the Yankees aren't the Nationals. They're stuck in an uncomfortable middle ground where they're flawed to be a championship ready, but not broken enough to justify a full teardown. The Yankees haven't done a full teardown in a long time. I don't think they've ever done that. And maybe this is Kay's way of politely saying what Jeff Passan did, being that we know his stance on cursing. Now, the thing is weird, is the Yankees, if I can think about it, last time the Yankees made any kind of move where they traded like a veteran player, it was back to the 80s, like Ricky Henderson was the last time they moved a player. So this is ridiculous. If Yankee fans are thinking this way, I mean, a typical New Yorker sometimes, you just give up. Let me throw the white flag up when it gets a little bit difficult. I mean, really. What are you giving up for? These are the same people that throw out, they pretend they have all these rings, and meanwhile, they're like 10 years old, or 15 years old, and didn't see anything. My team's won 27 championships. What have your team done? Okay, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. They're also the same group that throws out, puts up the white flag and gives up and lays down, like they see a bear in the woods. Well, you let me know what you think about this video, and of course, I'm not making fun of Michael Kay so much in this, because I don't disagree with him necessarily with this, because sometimes fans, I see this with the Met fans too, a lot of Met fans give up. What are you giving up for? It's 162 games. How many weeks in the season? 6 months of the season, half the year? It's crazy. Like 180 games, 180 days of everyday baseball. Well, I'm going to have another video on Michael Kay, and you want me to keep doing videos on Michael. I can be fair. I mean, being fair here, like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with him. But he is an interesting character to sort of goof on, because he takes himself way too seriously. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.